It is 2020 and I still see articles saying that UX and Agile don't match, that Agile is kinda ruining the UX work, that Agile was created by devs and for devs only, and for that UX should always do all the work up front. I'm sorry, I don't want to be an asshole in this video, but it seems we have a few frustrated colleagues. But you know what? That is okay, because this video will definitely help you out. There's a way to fix this up, and of course it ain't no magic, and yes, to understand it is more simple than it looks. And also to apply it is a way more complicated. You will have to think. The first phase is to understand the problem, and that's what we UX designers are all about, right? We're problem solvers. This time, your organization is the problem. So that's why I've created this video to give you lots of insights, tips and tricks to put the UX work in the perfect spot to help you improve the strength of Agile customer-centric approach in our organization. The thing is, sadly, UX work often starts with a user story in a prioritized backlog, right? What if I say that instead, UX work should help to define user stories? I'm not crazy, follow me up on this one. These days, in 73% of the organizations, Agile means structure the delivery phase and the delivery phase only. It creates a bunch of things to do to deliver something. And now, if it wasn't enough, we realize that user experience counts and we want to apply UX all over. So what do? We squeeze even more this delivery phase to do also UX research and UX design work. And thus, the UX designers, we are supposed to rush up and do all this discovery work in a phase we are expected to just deliver stuff. But actually, where does these user stories or these work items comes from? Have you ever asked that in your company? No? Lots of people will answer, well, it comes from the backlog. Yeah, but how does it get there on the backlog? If we take a systemic look at that, we will realize that these work items have a journey. First, they are discovered, then selected, organized and prioritized, and then, if we not discard it, we commit to deliver it, and then, just then, we finally deliver it. Simple, right? This means we have basically four main phases: discovery, selection and organization, commitment, and downstream. This selection/organization categorization, from now we're gonna call it upstream, so it's simple. This is a naming convention largely used for lean Kanban practitioners, and it turns out that this phase may be applied to every organization even if you're not using this lean Kanban framework.
Hey! Hello! And how these phases are aligned?
They aren't at all.
Okay, so you're telling me that everybody's trying to organize and structure my work, but it's a mess all over?
Kinda. But instead of going there and yelling at people, which won't work, believe me, how might we understand how this system works and try to make it better? Let's take a closer look at each phase and what we expect on that. In the discovery phase, we want to discover what's the next work items that are important for us. This discovery may come from feedback from users, feedback from the market, ideas from innovation programs, ideas from our brilliant brains, demands from our advisory board, and so on and so forth. Just after, at this upstream phase, we want to select, categorize, and organize the work we will potentially commit to develop. Is it a bug? Is it a feature? Does it have a fixed deadline? Is it a chore? Is it urgent? Which teams do we may need to do it? Do we have the capacity to do it? Do we have the knowledge to do it? When should we start it? Should we run more tests into it? Which tests? What's the perceived value that this will bring? What's the risk? Then we get to decide if we're going or not to put more effort into this work. Meaning, is it worth creating a high-fidelity prototype and enough to developers to do some possible final testing and deploying it? Then, if not discarded, we make it available to the downstream phase. That's the commitment point. After committing, we should leave it with the right amount of information needed for a team to start to work on it when they are ready to do so. Once delivered, we can gather customers and market feedback and go back to the discovery phase and restart all over again. Do you see any similarity with the UX process cycle? Applying research methods to understand needs from users and businesses. So, discovery. Then applying design methods like paper prototyping to test it earlier and select what's more viable, desirable, and feasible, similar to the upstream work, right? Then we either discard, either commit to give life with visual design and hand off for developers to deliver a great experience, similar to the downstream work. Do you see the pattern? And it gets better. Recently, documents about agility are using the same patterns from design thinking. I am talking about agile frameworks like Lean Kanban, Lean UX. Even Scrum adopted the need to find viability, feasibility, and desirability on these work items. Mind-blowing, right? Taking a look at the whole process and not just the parts will help us to understand that we should stop looking at the UX research and UX design process as the end and start to understand it as a means to deliver a great experience. Treating it like this fixed huge step in our routines that should be applied totally for 100% of the work items isn't the best way to assure this design-driven company. Use design to shape how your company delivers value and rely strongly on agile frameworks that are valuing the sake of delivering the right stuff at the right time instead of delivering more and more and more. Figure out how we might adapt and break apart the UX design process and apply it smartly as this process evolves rather than trying to do it all at once in one shot. Be aware about how this discovery upstream and downstream process works in your organization and how you can act on it and apply UX tools to favor the flow of valuable work. A good starting point: explore the soft skills you apply regularly to interview users, to talk to your business colleagues so you can understand where demands are arising and influence the work done on the items with UX research tools before it even becomes a priority, not after. Go after the business goals for, the next 3 months. Don't have it? Use OKRs to make it more actionable. Work closely with real agile experts that understands the principles of true agility. Challenge product owners to discover business problems to solve with all the data available out there. Remember that not all work items are equal, so not everything needs to receive the same UX research design approach. I'm gonna leave below a few links for contents that will help you out on that. By having a clear idea on the discovery upstream and downstream in an organization, you'll be able to become a more design-driven organization and really make a difference for your users, customers, partners, and to your career as a designer. You have to think, challenge, use extra dose of empathy, and go change the world. Let's do design with purpose and influence to design for good. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope it makes sense, and see you in the next video. Peace.